Dear students, welcome you to EPG Pathsala. I am Dr. S. Gantimadi, Department of Economics, Avinashlingam Institute for Home Science and Higher Education for Women, Coimbatore. SPSS is a statistical software for social sciences, which is a user-friendly statistical software. The SPSS programs are Java-based programs. SPSS is used to perform basic statistical analysis such as charts and graphs and descriptive statistics, and also advanced econometric models such as simultaneous equation models and structural equation models. In this module, we are going to discuss about selected statistical analysis which are frequently used in social sciences. Objectives. At the end of this module, you will have an idea about how to enter the data for various statistical analysis in SPSS datasheet and how to perform various statistical analysis such as basic charts, frequency distribution, descriptive statistics, correlation, regression equation, discriminant analysis, different types of t-test, chi-square test, one-way ANOVA and two-way ANOVA, and so on. First, let us discuss univariate frequency distribution. Find out the frequency distribution of the following. So, the basic objective of this analysis is to find out univariate frequency distribution for the given data. Procedure. Open the SPSS datasheet and then enter the data in the datasheet. Then give the variable name as age. Go to the analysis, click the descriptive statistics and then click frequencies. A dialog box will appear. In the dialog box, click age and put in the variable cell, click OK, and the output will appear as follows. Then next, bivariate frequency distribution. Next, we are going to discuss about how to calculate bivariate frequency distribution in the SPSS. The following example will clear the calculation of bivariate frequency distribution on age and education. Objective. The objective of this analysis is to find out the bivariate frequency distribution for the given data. Procedure. Open the SPSS datasheet and then enter the data in the datasheet. Go to variable view, enter variable name as age and education in name column of variable view in the corresponding rows. Enter data on age in one column and education in another column, and then go to value label, put the cursor at the corner of the value label cell corresponding to the education variable name row. Give value label 1 for primary education, 2 for secondary education, 3 for higher secondary education, 4 for college education, and then 5 for professional education. Then go to analyze descriptive statistics, select crosstabs, then click cells, click frequencies and percentages, click OK. The following output will be displayed. Then simple bar diagram. Let us discuss how to construct the simple bar diagram in the SPSS. Construct simple bar diagram for the following data on food varieties and average nutritional values. Then objective of this analysis is to represent average nutritional values in simple bar diagram. The following are the procedures. First, open the SPSS data file, enter the data in datasheet. Give variable name as nutritional values and food item in variable view. Then go to graph and then legacy dialog and then click bar and then select simple bar and then select values of individual cases and then click define. Then enter nutritional values in the bar represent cell. Then enter and put items in variable cell and click OK. The simple bar diagram will appear. Then multiple bar diagram. Construct multiple bar diagram for the following data on nutrition content of brand A and brand B. The objective of this analysis is to construct the multiple bar diagram for the given data. The following are the procedure. Enter the data on nutritional content of brand A and brand B in SPSS datasheet. Then go to variable view, enter the variable name as nutritional value of brand A and nutritional value of brand B in name and label column, and then go to graph, click legacy dialogs and then click bar and click clustered. Then click the value of individual cases and then click define. The dialog box will appear. In the dialog box, click nutritional value of brand A and nutritional value of brand B and put the bar represent cell. Then next, go to title, enter the title as nutritional value of brand A and B, click continue and click OK. The output will appear in the output file. Then next, let us discuss pie diagram. Construct the pie diagram for the following data on household expenses. The objective of this analysis is to construct the pie diagram in SPSS. The following are the procedure. Enter the data in SPSS worksheet, give the variable name as household expenditure, In variable view, go to graph, legacy dialog, and then click pie charts, and then a dialog box will open. In the dialog box, select value of individual cases, click define. Then again a dialog box will open. In that, select household expenses and put household expenses in the slices by cell, and then put items in the variable cells. Go to titles, enter the title name as household expenditure and click continue and OK. The output will appear in the output file. Then next, let us discuss measures of central values and dispersion for one variable. Calculate measures of central tendency and dispersion for the following data using SPSS. Objective: to calculate measure of central value and dispersion is the objective of this analysis. The following are the procedure. Enter the data on temperature in SPSS worksheet and enter the variable name temperature in variable view. Then click analyze, click reports, click summarize cases. Then a dialog box will open. In the dialog box, select temperature and put in the variable cell, and then click statistics and select mean, harmonic mean, geometric mean, median, range, standard deviation, variance, skewness and kurtosis. Select continue and click OK. The output will appear in the output file. Then next, let us discuss measures of central values and dispersion. Suppose if we have two variables. Suppose if we want to calculate descriptive statistics for a particular variable based on other variable, we can use compare mean option to estimate the descriptive statistics. For example, we have data on sugar level for various age groups. The person in the same age group may have different sugar level in the survey responses. The data are distributed as follows. The following is the procedure to calculate descriptive statistics for the above type of data. First one, enter the data on age and sugar level in SPSS worksheet. Then second one, enter the variable name as age and sugar level in variable view. Then click analyze, compare means. A dialog box will open. In the dialog box, select sugar level in the dependent list and age in independent list. Go to option, select mean, median, geometric mean, harmonic mean, range, standard deviation, variance, skewness and kurtosis. Click continue and OK. The output will appear in the output file. Then simple correlation. Let us discuss simple correlation. Simple correlation is calculated to find out the relationship between only two variables. Estimate simple correlation coefficient for the following data on age and sugar level in SPSS. Objective: to calculate simple correlation coefficient for the given data on age and sugar level is the objective of this analysis. The procedure: enter the data on age and sugar level in SPSS datasheet, give the name in the variable view, go to analyze, select correlate, select bivariate. A dialog box will open. In the dialog box, select sugar level and age and put in the variable list. Select Pearson, click OK. The output will be displayed in the output file. Then multiple correlation. To find out the correlation between more than two variables, multiple correlation coefficient is estimated. Estimate multiple correlation coefficient for the data given below in SPSS. Procedure: the following are the procedure. Enter the data on sugar level, age and rice in daily food in SPSS worksheet. Go to the variable view, enter the variable name in the name column, go to analyze, select regression, select linear. A dialog box will open. In the dialog box, put the sugar level in the dependent cell, select the age and rice in daily food in the independent cell. Go to statistics, select part and partial correlation, ask it change, model fit and estimate. Click continue, click OK. The output will be displayed in the output file of SPSS. In the above output, R in the model summary is the multiple R or multiple correlation. It reveals the relationship among all the three variables. Then let us discuss partial correlation. Purpose: to find out the correlation between variables when some of the variables are kept constant, calculate partial correlation coefficient. The following example will clear the calculation of partial correlation coefficient in the SPSS software. Procedure: step 1. Open the SPSS worksheet, enter the data on sugar level, age and quantity of rice in daily food in data view and enter the variable name in the variable view. Step 2. Click analyze, click correlate, click partial. Then step 3. Click variables such as sugar level and age and put in the variable cell. Put the variable rice in the daily food in the controlling for cell. Then click two-tailed and then click OK. The partial correlation table will appear in the output file. Then let us discuss regression analysis. To find out the cause and effect relationship between the variable in which dependent variable is quantitative, we can use the regression analysis. Estimate the regression equation for the following data in SPSS. Then procedure. Enter the data on sugar level, age and rice in daily food in SPSS worksheet. Go to the variable view, enter the variable name in the name cells. Go to analyze, select regression, select linear. A dialog box will open. In the dialog box, put sugar level in dependent variable cell, select age and rice in daily food in the independent variable cell, click OK. The output will be displayed in the output file. Then discriminant analysis. The purpose of discriminant analysis is to identify the variables which discriminate the groups into two or more groups. The following example will clear the estimate discriminant equation for the following data using SPSS. The following are the procedure. Enter the data on family income, age and patient category in datasheet and go to variable view, give the variable name. The second one is go to analyze, click classify, click discriminant. A dialog box will open. In the dialog box, put patient type in the grouping variable, give maximum value as 2 and minimum value as 1. In the dependent list, put family income and age as independent variables. Click statistics, click mean, univariate ANOVA, Fisher's unstandardized and so on. Click continue and OK. The output will be displayed in the output file. To calculate relative contribution of the variables to the total discriminant score, we have to use the following procedure. First, we have to copy the group 1 mean and group 2 mean in the Excel sheet and then find out the mean difference of the above stated variables between sugar and heart patients, multiply the mean difference with unstandardized discriminant coefficient of corresponding independent variables, find out the percentages for the above. The result is relative discriminating power of the variables. Then let us discuss chi-square test in SPSS. Chi-square test is used to find out the association between the variables which are categorical. It is non-parametric test. Find out the association between loan defaulting and income by using chi-square test in SPSS. The following are the procedure. Enter the data on monthly income, occupation and education in SPSS datasheet. Then go to variable view, give variable name in name column and then click analyze in the main menu, click descriptive statistics, click crosstab and click statistics. A dialog box will open. In the dialog box, click statistics, click chi-square, click continue and OK. The output will appear in the output file. Let us discuss one sample t-test. The purpose of one sample t-test is to compare the sample mean and the population mean. Calculate the one sample t-test for the following data on temperature of human bodies from 9 samples. The following are the procedure. Enter the data on temperature of samples in SPSS worksheet. Then click analyze, compare means, click one sample t-test. A dialog box will open. In that dialog box, click temperature and put to the variable cell. Enter the test value as 98, which is the population mean. Click OK. The output will be displayed in the output file. The estimated t-value was statistically insignificant in the above output file, which indicates that there was no significant difference between the sample temperature and standard temperature. Then let us discuss independent sample t-test. Independent sample t-test is used to compare the sample mean of two independent groups. For example, we can compare the mean blood pressure of two age groups. Calculate independent sample t-test for the following data on blood pressure of two age groups. Procedure. Enter the data on blood pressure for various age groups in one column of SPSS worksheet. Then give dummy value 1 for age group of persons in the range of 15 years and 40 years and 2 for the persons in the age group of 40 years and above. The dummy variable is named as group dummy. Click analyze, compare means, click independent sample t-test. A dialog box will open. In that dialog box, click blood pressure and put to the test variable cell. Then enter the group dummy to the grouping variable cell. Click OK. The output will be displayed in the output file. Then paired sample t-test. The purpose of paired sample t-test is to compare the mean of one sample group in different situations. Perform paired sample t-test using SPSS for the following data on blood pressure before treatment and after treatment. The procedure. Open SPSS datasheet, enter the data on blood pressure before treatment and after treatment in separate column. Click Analyze in the main menu, click Compare Means, click Variable Blood Pressure before treatment and after treatment and put in paired variable cell. Click OK. The output will be displayed in the output file. The estimated t-value is 3.658 is statistically significant at 1% level, indicating that there is significant difference in the blood pressure before and after treatment. Then one-way ANOVA. The purpose of one-way ANOVA is to compare the mean of more than two groups. In one-way ANOVA, the dependent variable is classified based on only one factor. We can find out the effect of different chemical process on cloth weight using one-way ANOVA. Procedure. Enter the data on cloth weight in different stages of process in one column. Enter dummy values of 1 for the first process and 2 for second process and 3 for third process. Go to Analyze, click Compare Means, click one-way ANOVA. A dialog box will open. In the dialog box, put cloth weight in the independent list and put group dummy in factor. Click OK. In the output will be displayed in the output file. The estimated F value is statistically insignificant, indicating insignificant difference in the mean weight of class in different process. Then two-way ANOVA. Analysis of variance is used to compare the mean of more than two groups. In two-way ANOVA, the dependent variable is classified based on two factors. Calculate two-way ANOVA for the following data on household income of different age groups. Procedure. Enter the data on income of different age groups in one column. Then in new column, give dummy 1 for the income of age group of 30 to 40 years. Give dummy value 2 for the income of age group of 40 to 60 years and 3 for the income of age group of 60 and above. In the third column, give 1 for non-professional degree holders and 2 for professional degree holders. Go to Analyze, click General Linear Model, click Univariate. A dialog box will open. Put variable income in dependent variable list. Put age and education in fixed factor list. Click OK. The output will be displayed in output file of SPSS. Let us summarize. We have seen how to apply the SPSS software to calculate various statistical techniques such as charts, univariate and bivariate frequency distribution, measures of central value, measures of dispersion, correlation, regression, chi-square test, discriminant analysis, ANOVA and so on. All the above analysis can be done with SPSS 16 version, even with lower version of SPSS. The factor analysis, logit and probit analysis, growth models is omitted due to the scope of this module, and structural equation modeling can also be performed with advanced version of SPSS along with AMOS. All the statistical analysis can be performed easily with SPSS, but the logic of analysis and interpretation of analysis is more important. The software in the statistics or econometrics may not do the above. Hence, the softwares would not compete with human mind and knowledge. Thank you.